And we are back. Our second guests tonight are a mother-son duo that many of you will recognize. Their respective works of art in both written word and illustration have come together beautifully in this new book, The Tempestuous Trial of Mrs. Maybelline Meriweather. Please give a warm weekly show welcome to Michael and Sarah Hewes. Michael, we'll start with you.
Okay.
For those of us who don't already know you, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm Gulfport native, lived here all my life. I've got 3 boys at home, a wife at home, the brother of 2 other brothers, and so lived here all my life and raised in a house full of birds, art, and literature, and so it kind of overflowed into what we do now.
And Sarah, you're his mom, right?
I'm his mother.
And can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
I'm a professional artist, and I have been painting birds forever. And I do have 2 other sons, and we have had 23 dogs in my married life, not all at the same time.
Now, you kind of, I don't want to say moonlight, but your day job is like my day job. You're a lawyer like I am during your day job in Gulfport, yeah?
That's right, that's right.
And we're going to talk a little bit about your current book, but you had previously written Watermark.
I did.
Right?
Watermark came out in 2016. It's a legal thriller type novel based loosely on some events that happened post-Katrina. It's fiction, but it's based on some of the weird stuff I found washed up in my house. And so I'm like you, I'm always at work, traveling at night, and so when I'm stuck in hotel rooms, I write. And so that's kind of how it came about.
Now, before we talk about the book, does artistic expression run in your family?
Yes, it does.
It does. My brother Billy plays music. He plays in a band, and he writes songs, and some of the songs have been featured in some some Hallmark movies, and so we all kind of have a little artistic flair to us.
Was this something that you encouraged in the home, or?
Oh yes, I did.
Now, on to the book, The Tempestuous Trial of Maybelline Meriweather.
That's right.
Tell us a little bit about the story of the book, how it came about. I know it had something to do with a chicken or something in a dorm.
Well, that's a different story. When I was in college, we had a chicken named Maybelline that was in the dorm for a while, but that's where we got the name from. But I was coming home from a deposition, and I started thinking about what would happen if a chicken got put on trial. And as I was driving home, I think it was from Greenwood, the first stanza came into my head, and over a period of the next about 10 years, the story came out. So it's about a chicken put on trial for stealing another bird's egg. She's represented by a mockingbird named Atticus, and so there's some Southern Gothic type references in the book, and it kind of came through there.
You got the whole kind of To Kill a Mockingbird
there's not a murder in it, but there's some serious allegations and some flirty cross-examinations, and I got to looking for an illustrator, and I asked Mom to do it. And she'd been painting birds all of her life, but as she likes to say, she'd never put pants on them. And so she did the first drawing, and we took it to the publisher, and he said, well, I love it. Can you do 40 more in the next, 2 months? And so the rest is her story.
So that's how the collaboration came about.
Yeah, it did.
And it's got to be something really special to be able to collaborate with your mom. I mean, that's really kind of a special.
It came out. Special. It came out last October, and so from October to December, every weekend we were together on the road promoting it, and that's a lot of togetherness.
So you guys have been doing a book tour.
We did one last year, and we're starting up another one this year. So last year it kind of came out, but it's copyrighted for this year, and so we're going to be hitting the road again between now and Christmas. Now,
you had already been like drawing or painting birds?
Yes.
What brought you? I mean, there's a lot of things people can paint or draw. What made you decide birds?
They're quite beautiful. I started painting hawks first, and very detailed drawings, very detailed paintings. So this was a huge step for me to paint it like this. I've never painted birds with clothes on, or jewelry, or high heels. So I had a clean slate though, so I could do anything I wanted to with them.
as far as the publishing is concerned, you had said something about how did that come about? Because a lot of times people have, it's really a daunting task to try to get published. You're saying that they approach you, or maybe did it have something to do with the fact you had the prior book? How did all that come together?
The prior book was self-published, but it's done pretty well for a self-published book. The publishing company knew that we were out hustling the first book and did a good job putting it out there. And I met with Scott Campbell at River Road in New Orleans, and he puts out quirky books like this. And it's a quirky book, and if you get it, you really get it. And if you don't get it, you don't get it at all. And so Scott met with us, and he liked it, and so we put together a contract, and she turned out the paintings in record time. And
that's Maybelline.
Just so if we can, Marty, I don't know if you can get a little zoom in here on some of the illustrations. I mean, it really is quite fantastic.
Yeah, she's all the talent of the duo.
Maybelline, for those who don't know anything about Maybelline, she really liked the men. And those three roosters that were on the page with Maybelline are having a fit because she just cast them aside.
Maybelline was a bit of a loose chicken in the town of Avian Mile. So she had a reputation that preceded her that was not exactly an ideal reputation.
I think I know this, Judge.
I think I do too.
So you said a book tour starting to come up. Where is it starting off? Do you already know what city you're starting?
We already started. We were in Monroeville, Alabama, the home of Harper Lee, 2 weeks ago. And we're going to be in various bookstores. We usually go to Florida, Alabama, Louisiana, and Mississippi, and just hit the local bookstores up and down the states.
How has the book been received by family and friends, and of course others so far?
Mom?
I would say fabulously. They, everyone wants a Maybelline book.
And it's just one of those things. And you know what? With the holidays coming up, it seems like a fabulous thing. Whether it be a coffee table book or something that would be a special treat for someone. So let's talk about the future a little bit. Do you have anything else in the works that you're working on now?
Yeah, I've got a book. I actually got an agent for this book out of New York, and I just finished a book called The Milk Wagon, and it's a John Hewes meets John Grisham coming-of-age story about three high school buddies in the 1980s who meet a new kid with some pretty bad secrets, and the whole book takes off from there. And so it goes on submission next week, which means it goes to the publishers to see if they're interested, and hopefully we'll get a sale, and you'll see it on a national scale next summer is what we're hoping for.
Do you have a working title for it yet?
The Milk Wagon.
Milk Wagon.
It's based on an old 1980s Suburban I used to drive around, and we had a lot of good times in that vehicle. So some of them are replayed in the book, as teenagers do.
And some of them we don't talk about.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. My lips are sealed. Well, thank you both, Michael and Sarah Hewes. Appreciate you coming out to the show, and we'll be right back.
Thank you for inviting us.